The views expressed on the Lake Talk 801 podcast are those of the panelists, guests, and any of the hosts, and do not reflect any of the management, sponsors, or anyone involved. Enjoy the show.
You are now tuned to the Lake Talk 801.
What to do with your boys from the Lake Talk 801 podcast, where we shine light on local artists and entrepreneurs. To my right, I got Babyface Fonzie.
What's up?
And myself, G Daddy Funk. Hey, last episode, you were messing up on these.
Why?
You were pressing the wrong ones.
Oh, I know.
Remember I told you to label them? You're like, nah, I got this.
You're right. Yeah, I did mess up. I'm sorry.
Nah,
I'll label them.
You're always like, nah, hell no, I got it.
Well,
I don't need to.
I don't know why I messed. I don't know why I messed up, but I messed up. So if you don't like it, get another host, motherfucker.
Right. I'll get somebody else. Last week we had Mike Styles.
Yes.
Shout out to Mike Styles. Thank you for coming through.
Definitely.
And we were kind of, there you go. We were kind of talking about when we first started about basketball.
Right.
And you coaching. You're coaching your boys.
Yeah, I was coaching rec ball, and I was intimidated at first to do it, but I did it. It's over now, and yeah, the turnout was good. I think.
Did you have fun?
I had fun, man. I didn't expect to have fun, but I actually did have fun, and I'm glad I did it. And my kids are glad I did it, and I think I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was it stressful?
It was stressful, bro. Like, you know, it was stressful because I have a way of speaking to my kids. I'm direct, right? And I'm blunt with them. And with other kids, I really can't do that. But at the same time, I cannot not be like that. I have to be stern, right? And I have to be like, hey, look, pay attention, focus. You know, I have to call them back to reality, because all these little kids, they want to be the number one.
Yeah.
And they just want to play, just, you know, I'm the one, I'm going to make it, I'm going to shoot. And, you know, it sucks because they're being strict, or the referees and all that, they're strict with like, if the kids travel, if they double dribble, whatever, they're being strict.
Yeah, they had to get back on defense after the rebound.
Correct.
Yeah,
and so some of these kids don't like, and I'm gonna say they don't like to listen and you know, have a structure basically, follow a structural game, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was stressful, but overall at the end I think they were kind of getting the hang of it, and I seen the potential.
Okay.
So yeah.
And they want to stay as a team.
They do want to stay as a team. So I spoke to the parents, and they're like, yeah, man, we definitely want to have the kids stay as a team. So
nice.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, bro. But overall, like I said, I liked it and stuff. Have you ever coached?
I have Iris's brothers.
You coached them?
Yeah, I coached their 8th grade team, I want to say.
Huh.
Yeah, and then when you were having your baby, I coached your first game.
Right. Yeah, correct. Cause it was like the 3rd game.
And no, it was the second.
Second game.
Yeah, and I didn't know any of the kids' names, and it was pretty
stressful?
intense. Oh yeah, yeah. And then I've been, you know, I help out every now and then with the Sophia's team.
Right.
You know, speaking about Sophia's team, I've been. I mentioned it more than a few times here on the podcast. Sophia used to play church ball, and she wanted to continue and, you know, get better. And I didn't feel like I'm the right person to help her with at least coaching. I didn't want to coach. She's like, coach that. I'm like, nah, I don't. Because like you said, I don't know how to separate, you know, that's my daughter and
everybody else.
Yeah. So I was like, let's find something. So Iris found a team, and she tried out, and it wasn't a good experience, because this was a team out in Lehigh, and I'm not gonna say the team's name, but it wasn't a good experience. So then Sophia's friend's family has a team, you know, and they told Sophia, they told Iris, and we're like, we'll check it out.
Yeah.
And bro, it's been amazing. Sophia loves it, and I'm gonna introduce our guest because that's who we have today.
Hey, who do we have today,
So we
bro?
have Coach Josh Archuleta with the Lady Rebels.
Hey, what's
Hey.
up, Coach?
Louder in the back, louder in the
Yeah,
back.
louder in the back.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people clapping. You just can't see them, but they're here, man. They're here. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah.
most definitely,
Thank you for
bro.
coming. We'll start it off like this, man. Are you originally from Utah?
Yeah, man. Born and raised, Taylorsville, 54 and 36. You know, Bangor Highway. Throw a rock to it. And then so it's been good. Went to a younger kid through here. Went to Judge, University of Utah.
Okay.
I'm actually back there right now trying to finish up my degree.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but so yeah, man. Utah through and through.
You're a native. You're
That's
yeah.
what it is, man. It's fun.
Have you ever been outside of Utah?
Oh, all day. We did in college. We did a couple of summers in Arizona. A couple of buddies were trying to chase the AAA or the AA dream, single A dream for
okay.
baseball. So that was fun. Vegas, we did the same thing. We did a summer there. We had some family out there. Stayed with them for a little bit, but it's always nice coming home. I mean, it's nice. I think it's nice to get that experience outside. I think you don't appreciate Utah maybe for what it is until you have some of that experience elsewhere.
Big time.
Because we were blessed with a lot of amazing things here and some other places, but it's so nice to be able to recreate, to family spots, to even the decent food lately. I feel like the last decade, man, you go everywhere. There's restaurants that are off the top lately. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely enjoy being here.
Out of all the places that you've been to, you know what I'm saying, which was the place that kind of like, okay, I could probably do this. I could probably come and live here, besides Utah, of course.
San Diego's dope.
Yeah?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, San Diego's dope. That's been one of our favorite trips. Like,
Hey.
I feel like old buddies had their bachelor parties there. So
Shout out to San Diego.
Nice.
all day golf, fun. Yeah, good people, good food. That was a cool spot. But I hate the water. So
Oh, you do you?
10 toes down. I
Yeah.
can't swim.
You can't?
No, like I
Oh
could
man.
doggy paddle. Like right now, my 10-year-old daughter will come save me.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the ocean is scary though.
yeah, well, yeah, because you don't know what's in there, right?
Yeah. Well, and it's strong. Like if the current comes and gets you, you're gone.
Yeah,
Quick.
that's true.
So
Yeah.
I get that.
the
Well, what
ocean's
about the
scary.
lake?
Don't mess with the lake either.
Oh,
Right now,
okay.
I'll go to like the boats, and our family likes to recreate in the boats. But like I'd never been on a boat until like 10 years ago.
Oh,
shit.
man.
They're all water skiers and jet skiers and stuff.
So you don't have like a phobia or nothing like that. You just
Nah, I just don't enjoy it. Like
Gotcha.
that ain't fun to me. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, I don't know.
yeah. Well, I know because there's people that kind of don't like it, don't like the lake, don't like water, and there's other people that don't like it. Like they have a phobia, like they can't get near it or whatever. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm asking. But okay, cool. So out here in what school did you say you went to? High school.
Judge Memorial High School.
More.
How was that for you, man?
That was cool. So I went to Catholic school out in Kearns before that. So went from just stayed on the Catholic school route, went up to Judge. And I was supposed to go to Juan Diego. Like that's where all my buddies were going. And I was playing hoop at that time, and I had we played in this tournament, like a CYO tournament or something. And I went off. Like I don't think I missed a shot. Like I was just
Really?
killing. And it's like the Judge coach was there, and he's like, "Oh, you can't go to Juan Diego. Like you got to come to Judge." Like.
Wow.
And I was like, all right. Like, that's all it took. You know what I mean? It wasn't much of a sell job, but I was like, all right, whatever.
So you played for St. Francis basketball.
St. Francis
Okay.
basketball, yeah.
Wow.
Still got the 6th grade ship hanging up in the,
Oh,
in the
really?
rafters, you know?
Okay.
Damn.
There you
But
go.
no, but it was cool. CYO was fun. And, I like that still exists to this day, that, that club hasn't expanded that out, because that's important. And I think to just
Right.
kind of just play with, different people of all levels are on those CYO teams, and just kids having fun. So I'm glad that still exists.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, then just went from there to Judge, and then played there a couple of years until I got an opportunity to be a ball boy. And I mean, I was all right. I was a solid player at Judge, but I wasn't great.
Right.
People were better than me. I ain't gonna lie. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. But I got an opportunity to be a ball boy, and I weighed it, and I was like, my senior year, I just played football and went right into being a ball boy after that.
Wow. But so what made you not good? What made you feel that you weren't good enough?
I mean, I was a good basketball player, but like the dude I played, Jackson Meyer, he played at Utah State. Like he was a D1 player. We played with Daniel Dean, who played at University of Utah. Dominic Parker was a running back. Played D2 football and basketball. Like I just wasn't I was a good point guard. That's what I go play now. That's what I do. I like hooking people up with assists. Like I wasn't even allowed to shoot, so I might as well enjoy passing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But it was fun. I enjoy it to this day. Like,
So you were restricted from shooting.
because they're better than me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
just because they're like, I shouldn't be shooting it, because if I'm open and he's open, like, I'm gonna give it to him.
Got you, because he could shoot. He'll more than likely make it.
Yeah, as opposed to me.
Okay. And how was your discipline when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, basketball and training and you know, how was that for you?
It was good. And I love being in the gym. It's just, I think, like, because I literally only played CYO ball. So, like, and other kids around me were playing other ball. Like, I just didn't have enough experiences. I think if I had some of those experiences that are around these days, I probably would have been a more fine-tuned player.
Did you not have, like, family, like cousins, brothers, siblings, anything that, you know, kind of, like, pumped you up to, hey, let's go play some ball or get your ass up on the court? You need to practice.
Yeah, but not like in that. Like, I'm an only child.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that probably already, you know, minimizes, like, so whatever. My parents were all in whatever I wanted to do. Like, if my parents knew that there was a club team, they would have signed me up, right? So, like, it just wasn't one of those things that, like.
Did they have club teams at that time?
Not like they do now.
Okay.
No. But when we finally did, we made we took our St. Francis team and turned it into like a little club team.
Okay.
We got waxed. We understood what it was, but there's only like, you know, 5 or 6 teams, you know what I mean? Now there's like 50, 60 programs of boys. Like, now you don't know anybody who doesn't have a program, right? On the boys' side, at least.
Yeah.
The girls much smaller, but the boys' side, there's 50 boys programs, right? So, I think so. That experience definitely would have helped me, but no, I enjoyed it. My parents, you know, did amazing as far as like giving me the opportunity to even still whatever I wanted to do, or even going to school to be able to go. Because I would have went to Cottonwood or Kearns. I don't know. Maybe I would have been good enough. Maybe I wouldn't have. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, and so you didn't go to regular high school. You went to Catholic. It's a private school, right?
Yeah, uniforms and all that.
So did you ever feel different, you know, than other kids? You know what I'm saying? Because not having the public school experience.
I mean, I think being in, especially, I don't know about, I think maybe it gets less and less, but just like being in Utah, and I was the Catholic one, like I already kind of felt like the different one, being younger age, like, because we weren't Mormon. So
Yeah.
like, it was already like, it was just kind of part of like, it never was a big thing. People were always cool about it. Like, no, but that was like always like from the beginning anyway. So it's like, because I'm Catholic anyway, I go to Catholic school. Like,
Right.
that's how it made sense to me.
Yeah.
That's not how it is, but like, oh, we're Catholic, so we go to Catholic school. Like, that's just kind of how it clicked in my head until like you get some perspective, but still.
Got you.
I see.
Got you.
Yeah. So in high school, like you were the point guard.
Yeah.
Kind of going off of what he said about, you know, practicing. Did you didn't really take it that serious, or
I
how
took
was
practicing
it?
seriously. I
Yeah?
didn't know what to practice.
Okay.
Like if I like even still like, hey, be doing this with your left hand, do this finishes. Like I was in the gym, but
Okay.
I was just, you know, playing 1-on-0 or 1-on-21 with my buddies for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Which gets you better, but if you just don't know, hey, you need a left hand, you need a left hand spin move, you need, you know, a step back. Like I would have spent probably the time practicing those things, but
Yeah.
Was your pops involved around that time? Like, hey, mijo, let's get your ass up in the court.
yeah, and he would play with me, but like he didn't have the knowledge though. Like, I mean, my dad's dope, but he was, you know, 45 years of just working like, you know, a dope, hard working job, right? So
Yeah.
like, he knew sports, but he wasn't also like, he'd go play with me. We play 1-on-1, but same thing. It wasn't there to like, hey, you need to be going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The structure.
Yeah, same thing. The structure, right? Like, it's until I finally found someone like. And that's one of the dudes who helped me out. His name was Derek Garduno. He's actually the PR relations for the Utah Jazz right now, right? So,
Okay.
yeah, that's
him.
my boy
Shout out to
Duno right
him.
there. And so when I was in 8th grade at St. Francis, he volunteered to be one of our coaches. We had enough kids for 2 teams, and him and his buddies were the new coaches, and they picked me with their first pick, which I was like hella upset with because like all the other team got like all my homies and stuff. I'm like, I got these new guys. Like, I don't know, bro. And so like, they were cool about it. They're like, if you really want to switch teams, man, like we get it. This is for fun. Like, but we really like you. Like, we think you're cool. Like, people liked you on the team. We chose you with our first pick. Like, and my mom was like, just write it out. Like, they seem cool. And so, he was my coach, and he became like a friend of mine. Helped me. Part of the reason why I went to Judge. He was a Judge point guard before me. And so he kind of helped me. He's the one that helped me get into the Jazz. He was a stat runner at the Jazz. Even before that, he used to serve the stat runners. He went from a server to a stat runner to now PR relations for the Jazz.
Wow,
that's
So I'm saying a hard worker, grinder.
He stuck with it for all those years.
Yeah, and he's one of the first guys that believed in me to be able to play ball and to give me structure and stuff. And
so you know, when you say this, one of the first guys to believe in you, I mean, you know, someone believing in you, does that helped you out, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Was not no one believing in you, or maybe they didn't just tell you that they believed in you? Was he the first to tell you, hey, dude, I believe in you. You got something.
And I feel like he was validated because he had game, right? So like, that's the difference, I guess, when someone's like, hey, you're dope or whatever, like your cousin or your uncle, and they're like, you know what I mean? That's cool and all. Like, that's dope. You believe in you. But played against him, and he's cooking your butt, and he's like, hey, bro, you're dope. Like, this is what you got to do. This is, you know what I mean? So,
Okay.
I feel like when you kind of feel like someone put you on game, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, snap, this is like a whole different level of things I get to learn and stuff like that. And so, how to be a leader, and he really just kind of one of those first people that I felt like opened a new door for me for a chapter, right?
That's what's up, man.
But yeah.
What about your coaches at school? I mean, you know, you're not giving them any shout outs. Like, well, what's up with them?
No, and they were cool. Like Coach Yerk was a legend at Judge, right? But he was still like he was coaching the A's. I was on the B's. My B coaches were cool. I even worked with one of them at Summit Academy. He was like my compadre. He was a boys coach. And they taught me a lot, but like I think most of what I came from is from Derek, and then the Everett Gray is the boys program director for the Boys Rebels.
Oh, okay.
We just became up into the Nike EYCL, so they're doing big things over there. But he's taught me a lot. So I feel like those two guys, as far as coaching goes, have shown me kind of the ropes and gave me the most leadership as far as that goes.
When it comes to like you know, growing up and you know, let's go back to when you were a kid. You know, I'm pretty sure you were a Jazz fan because that's all you knew. Or am I wrong on that? Am I wrong on that? Were you?
I was like a Reggie Miller fan, to be honest. Like I don't know. I just he was opposite. I feel like of Michael.
Yeah.
And Michael was cool. I just wasn't a Jazz fan, maybe because partly like the Jazz. I mean, I wasn't a Bulls fan.
Yeah.
And he was always going up against the Bulls, so I was kind of a Reggie Miller fan, and then. I always like the Heat. He's probably, if I had to choose a team, Miami Heat is a team probably that I root for. But the Jazz are cool. And I worked for the Jazz for a long time, like obviously. Yeah. But it's just like they have a different identity, I guess. You know what I mean?
Do
like
they?
The Heat, I feel like, do, and I just feel like they're fun. They're
At that
fun
time,
to watch.
that was Reggie Miller. He was
with the Pacers, but the Heat would have been like Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning, Jamal Mashburn. Like Tim Hardaway was the first one to like pull up from deep with like no conscious. Like he was Steph Curry, like doing the Steph Curry stuff before a lot of guys did. Tim Hardaway was just pulling up.
Well, there's a lot of guys that have been doing a lot of things that these new guys, you know, are doing. But you know what I'm saying, it's a new age, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And the amount of times they were doing them, you know, they're doing 2 or 3 times a game.
Yeah.
These guys 2 or 3 times a quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For real.
And we're getting ahead of the whole conversation, but you know, how do you feel about basketball, NBA basketball now? Do you feel it's became a lot softer than what it was?
Up until the last 2 weeks. So I know this is going to be dated, but this is March 20th. But like literally since March, the NBA's been on like there's no more fouls. But you know, the last 2 or 3 years, it's been crazy of like offense to controls and dictates. But the last like month, it's been kind of intense. It's been fun to watch.
Okay.
The players have noticed it. And so I think it's always fun to watch no matter what. You know what I mean? It's for entertainment anyway. But those boys still want to compete. Like they're out there just trying to get W's and you know do the best for their family and do the best for their communities. And so I think it's fun to watch those guys. Colleges, I think my favorite to watch because those guys are really just out there like they still don't have that cha-ching in the pocket yet. So they're just still grinding, right?
They're working for it.
That safety net, I don't think, right? No matter, you want to have that safety net no matter who you are. Even if you're, you know, getting D1, you're probably always getting love at school, and but that's only lasts for so long, and you know that.
Yep.
So you're trying to get, you know, squeeze everything you can out of that. And those guys are fun to watch, and so are those gals.
Yeah, definitely. We've been getting into the the WNBA and the girls' college.
Yeah, Lady Utes have been cool.
Yep.
BYU Cougars, those ladies are dope.
Well, they're playing right now, right? I mean, I know
they played Saturday.
No, they played. Someone played today. I remember.
Well, no, that's March Madness for the boys or the guys.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, recently got into that. I've always been NBA, and just recently started watching college, and they play hard because, like you said, right? They don't have that money, so they're
trying to prove something.
To get into the NBA or WNBA. So,
all right, so let's go back now. You're in high school. You're getting out of high school. You go to college.
Yep. right up into the U.
Okay, the U. Yeah, and you start playing for the U as well.
I wish, no. No, we was fraternity life and ball boy and going dude and all that.
Okay, so you didn't play for the U?
No.
But you were still playing though.
Yeah, just playing with the buddies, intramurals, all that stuff.
Okay.
Even the majority of my time was, I mean, the Jazz is such a long season. I mean, it's actually as a perfect college job because you can go in the fan store and find your schedule. You know what I mean? You just go online and search Utah Jazz. So, I mean, it was nice. But that's from like October to June if you have a good season, right? So that was a long time. So that was kind of what took up majority of my time than just being a college student otherwise.
How was that like being the ball boy?
That was a really amazing time from like 16 to 25, right?
Oh, wow.
So from young enough to look in these guys like all-stars to like get you being 5 years older than some of the guys that are coming in. You're like, all right, this is time.
Damn, yeah.
But you're sitting baseline, you're in the locker rooms, you're at practices. Like I've learned so much. Like that was an invaluable experience, right? To be able to be around guys who take it so seriously at that level, and me just being a fly on the wall essentially. And that was a great experience. Coach Sloan wasn't a mentor by any means because like he wasn't like showing me the ropes of coaching, but he allowed me to peek in, right into behind that fourth wall to be like, this is what's going on. This is how I practice. This is how I control a team. Like he was tough.
Oh, he would tell you stuff
like
that?
little thing about how he does it, right?
Right.
So like even with me, he kept a pretty strict line with me. Like you can't wear earrings. He didn't want earrings in the
For
Jazz.
real?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So.
wow.
And this is 2004, right? So 20 years ago. So, you know what I mean? So he had a pretty good control. So he didn't want no earrings, but it's the Jazz game, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to holler, right? So I'd be like, if I'm ball boy and I got the left earring in, so you know what I mean? And so, no, but one game after, even he's like, yo, I saw that. You know what I mean? Like he said something to me, and he's like, sometimes he would call me, it's like his daughter or something. He's like, oh, my daughter's got earrings on today. So let me know, like, oh, he saw me.
Yeah,
he saw me. Just like those little nods to like, all right, you got to check up, or your shirt wasn't tucked in, or something like that.
So they have control of all that, the coaches?
Yeah, I mean, every coach, I guess, controls what they want to control, but like he was very. I mean, Jazz had a great culture, man. Like he was amazing of like making you feel important, but also holding you extremely accountable, right? And so he cared about everything. Like we were in his first year meeting, he'd be like, hey, this is this. Also take care of the ball boys. Like, they're part of the program. If you need towels, whatever it is, like you hand it to them. Right. Those kind of things, right? Because there's guys out there that wanted to come in and like, not a big thing, but like KG would always be like taking his stuff off. He throws it on the court to make you like have to run out there.
Oh, damn.
He throws it behind the first row. Like he would never hand it to you. Like little things like that. Yeah. And whatever, like I said, man, that ain't his job to hand it to me. Like, whatever, it is what it is. But like little things like that, he wouldn't fly on a team like the coach thought was controlling.
That's interesting, man. Because I mean, you see that they have a lot of structure when it comes to that. A lot of like, you got to follow the rules in this, and it's good. Did you ever feel like you never felt like a time like, man, come on, man, like we got to be a little bit more lenient. Did you ever question it?
I mean, that's not my job to question by any means, but like. And I feel okay speaking on this because he's spoken on this, but like Darren Williams has spoke about this, like that's kind of what drove him out initially. And he, in retrospect, he kind of liked that he had that from Coach Sloan, but like that extra structure, like Coach Sloan didn't want you wearing black shoes, like so he that was a cool thing, wearing black shoes or your signature shoes. And it's like if they were 50% black, he didn't want you wearing them.
Oh wow!
So little things like that, players, especially like players were starting to get that power. They kind of pulled back on a little bit. So
why do you think he was so strict with that? I mean, did they ever say anything? Did they ever say anything like why he was strict?
Not that I can kind of think of off top like that, but I think he just like everybody looking the same kind of a thing, right? And I think that's from back in the day because he grew up in the back of he played for the Bulls back in they call him the original Bull, right? So for the Chicago Bulls, so. That's one of my favorite jerseys is a signed Coach Sloan Bulls jersey. Right? So like I think he just came from a different time where players were washing their own jerseys and washing their own stuff. They were carrying around shot clocks and practicing in high schools, and I think he wanted to keep them humble a little bit without always knowing how to.
Yeah.
I think that's a fine line too when you're dealing with NBA players. That's tough.
Definitely.
Yeah, because I remember even like when he was in high school, his coaches would be like very strict on whatever they could wear or whatever. Like they weren't able to wear sweatbands or
anything. We couldn't have long hair, no jewelry or nothing.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? And I get it. I mean, but at the same time, it's like, man, come on, you when you go out to play, you have to feel good, right? Or am I wrong?
Agreed. You're right. I 100% agree, right?
Yeah.
And so, and now I think that's so far gone, right? You won't even catch a coach, trying to do any of that stuff, right? Even at the youth level, right? Just like, because you play good, you feel good, like, and there is something to be in uniform and team. There's a time for that, but like, whatever shoes they want to wear, whatever hairstyle they want to wear, that's okay. Like, let them be them.
Yeah. Okay.
Around what time was this where you were being a ball boy? What year?
So from 2004 to 2013.
Okay.
Can we YouTube stuff and we'll see you over there?
Oh yeah, all day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different now. Moments popping in, and I still got probably a file on my computer somewhere. Like, what I mean, like the ones, but yeah, just different moments here or there.
Can you send that our way?
Not like off top right now.
No, like not right now, like later on and stuff. Okay,
yeah, I got some of those ones I can think of.
While you're talking, there's gonna be like a little square on the
they
side.
had like a little back in the day when they still used to give out, like, you go to a jazz game, they'd give you a little brochure of like, the game or something. So every other year they would like have a write up about us or little things like that. So
that's tight.
That's dope,
I asked because was there any like memorable moments that you remember, like a alley-oop or some that you're like, oh man, I was there?
Yeah, but I mean, there's definitely a couple, but like the year that my second year we got, and I got spoiled. So our second year D Will, we went to the Western Conference Finals.
Okay.
And so I just assumed this is what we do every year, right? Like, I would watch Malone and Stockton, they were good, and I was like, all right, well, I work here, and now we're good again. So this is like what we do, but like, and we were being counted out that until we lost to the Spurs, and so like. We had a D Will would just he had 2 buzzer beaters, and he would just turn it on. He had that D Will crossover.
Yep.
He would come across, and like, we weren't expected to do anything, and he was just this young guy, and yeah. So I remember just some of the games that he put on of him going off some buzzer beaters. Sunday Out of Gaines was a 10-day player one year, and we were down by like 7. He came back, with like a couple minutes left, hit a buzzer beater, and he jumped up on the scores table. And you would have thought we won the championship, but I think we were still like 10 down in the standing. Like, the game was for nothing, but still a cool experience of like.
That is cool.
I saw and they all gave us a picture of that because like the whole arena was wild, and there's like dust in the back. Like, it's a cool picture and a cool experience. And
you still have all that?
Oh yeah, too much of it, So it's just. And I've given a lot of away, and just because it's you can only share so much. A lot of pieces that I'm going to keep and whatnot, but
the most valuable to you.
You got it, exactly.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Did you get a ring?
No. But you would, like, if you were a win, you give like the C rings. Like, you don't get a real ring, but it's like a C ring if you're a ball boy, and depending on the organization. But they were we would get playoff bonuses. Like, the Jazz were cool. They plugged you in on all that stuff.
That's badass, bro. Like that experience alone is like, okay, like I made it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you ever feel that like that way or not
Until
really?
You cashed the check, because I think our first when I started, we was $5.15 an hour. It's cool. How can you complain when you're sitting on the court, right? But like, you go cash a check for $87.37, and you're like, what, dog? You still got it. You know what I mean? You're still in college trying to live it up, and you're like, all right, I gotta. But you'd get tips and stuff like that. Was part of the job. Players that want food, or players that, Ron Artest forgot his headphones, so you run across the street and get headphones, and he gives you whatever $300 cash, and the headphones are $200, so you keep whatever 97 and change and whatnot. So
That's.
The players were pretty like cool with that stuff. If they wanted something done, they would pay you for it pretty well. Every once in a while, you'd get a guy who was like, "I want my $6 back." Like, come on, Doug. Like, nah.
So what about like your friends? What were your friends like around that time when you were doing all that? Were they trying to get tickets? Were they?
Oh, they lived it up. Our friends lived the best life.
Yeah.
So me and my buddy that joined at the time, we were both in the fraternity, right? So. Our buddies were going, because we wouldn't always get tickets, but like, because you work for the visiting team, they would get 40 to 50 tickets a game. Like, that's just what they get, part of their like CBA. And so sometimes they know people, sometimes they don't. If they don't know people, then those tickets just sit there, and they're like, oh, they'll give them to us, so then we could use them. So our buddies are coming to games for free, and they're always good tickets, between like 15 to row 18. Sometimes you get some really good ones, but they're always at least solid tickets.
Dang.
Yeah, so they lived it up. They were always, they had a grand old time while we were sitting down there working. They got their brewskis going and whatnot.
How old are you, by the way?
I'm 35.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, man, I wish I would have known you back then, bro. Shit.
Right?
Shit, bro.
Bro, yeah, it was. It was, but it was, I mean, it was, I'm glad that people got to do that. I mean, my mom went to countless games. My mom, we always get them in the family section, so she'd be over there hobnobbing with the players' moms or whatnot. And her and Millsap's mom became friends, and they were kind of fun, kicking it back and forth. So little things like that, like, it was cool to, like, let my parents in on that.
You talked about not wearing, or you wanting to wear earrings and stuff, to holler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So talking about hollering, bro, we got to talk about the cheerleaders, bro. What's up with those, man? I mean,
that was the hardest thing. Those cheerleaders have a tough job. They don't let them ladies talk to nobody.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they'll lose their job if they talk to a player. If anyone's trying to holler at them, like, I don't know how it is now. I assume it's only gotten tighter, but it was extremely tight.
Wow.
And players thought they were slick, and they'd be like, "Nah, I ain't losing my job over."
Wait, so players can't talk to the cheerleaders?
No, not really. I mean, they probably can say what up, and like it's like one way direction, but like a cheerleader couldn't go start a conversation probably with them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what about outside? Like if they see each
They're
other,
supposed to just leave them. Yeah,
Go different ways.
go different ways.
I never
I see
knew that.
You see me, yeah, and I'm sure there's like a little bit of like a, I mean, maybe we could kind of be in the same circle, but like we can't mess around like this,
Wow, yeah, bro.
I didn't know that either.
That's crazy.
interesting.
Yeah.
I was assuming a bunch of shit in my head, like,
No,
man.
and no, I mean, and so other places could be different ways, but no, visiting players would always come in and say we had one of the best cheerleading teams in the country. So
How hard is it to get into that position of being a ball boy, or even just working in that environment?
it's extremely lucky, you know what I mean? So it's just, you know what I mean? I think and some of it is just like at the right time. There's always a couple, like one person a year or something who's like just met the guy at the right time and handed him his resume or something, but no one's given up this job.
So you were lucky to
I was
get this
lucky.
job?
I without a doubt, I was lucky to get a job. And because he knew, like I said, we weren't with my boss. He was from Texas. He had just been there a couple of years, and he had a couple guys. This is Utah, so a couple guys were going out on missions, and he kind of just wanted a couple guys to be there. Like he didn't want everyone to be recycled every year.
Gotcha.
So we got 3 or 4 of us from the Catholic school. He knew we were going to be chilling, so and that's kind of how he started there. But he kind of controlled us. I forgot what got me off on this tangent.
Oh, because I asked about what's it called?
Is it hard to
Oh
get
yeah,
involved?
so like people weren't given this job, but so I thought I was gonna move up fast. My first year, there's 10 of us, so I was number 9 and 10. A couple dudes left. I think with the year I finally left, I was only number 4 or 5 because a couple dudes ahead of me just never left.
Well, why'd you leave?
Damn.
Like it was just I didn't feel like it was enough advancement. Like
$80 a check. It wasn't
And
cutting.
eventually, no, it got up. By the end of it, like it got up to whatever decent amount. It's $10 or $15 an hour. Like I couldn't be mad at that.
Yeah,
for what we're doing.
Yeah.
because people would do that for free. So it's hard to be like I demanded $20. Like you could
Yeah,
get someone to
right.
sign up to do that job for free. So
Yeah.
but they were cool about it. By the end of it, and
Because I remember watching games and I'll be like, man, those dudes are lucky, man. I want to be doing that. Watching the game right there. It's just right there. I mean,
What
it's
do
crazy.
you call
Courtside.
the dudes? I mean, maybe this is you doing it. Like clean up the mop up
just
the
the
sweat.
sweeper.
The sweeper.
Yeah, so we show up every day at 4:00, and there's our jobs were there. You were the sweeper. You were the water person. You were
So you were. It was like likely that you probably could get that job for the day, like a sweeper.
You didn't want the job, like sweeper, like no.
You didn't want that job?
Sweeper was number 9 and 10. Like,
okay.
7 and 8 was like water boy or whatever, water girl. And then a couple guys. There was only 3 or 4 working the Jazz locker room. Then you'd have who you wanted to work was either the Jazz locker room or the away locker room, because that came with a guaranteed tip.
Who were those? Like 1 and 2?
So like 1 and 2 would get the locker room every other time,
Okay.
and they would share with the rest of us. Like we would my boss kind of had a whatever little rotation on it or whatever. But I mean, the more you worked, the more good things you would do. Or if you liked a team, he would try to I worked a lot of Heat games because he knew I liked the Heat.
Okay.
Did you meet the arena owners as well? Back then, it was what's their
Yeah,
name?
Delta.
Larry Miller,
Oh, yeah,
Gil Miller,
The Millers.
Yeah, and he was he was tough. That dude was tough, and he ran a tough ship. I think that's what allowed Jerry to be so powerful. Like a little bit is that he was empowered by the owner. Like some of these owners be cutting their coaches all day, every day, like to be best friends with the players, right? And Larry was like, nah, like he wanted it to be even harder, probably, right? Like,
I did some work at his son's house.
yeah.
Big ass house, gorgeous house, bro. Basketball inside the house and everything.
yeah.
Bro, that shit was nice. I was like, man, one day.
Yeah.
I remember delivering stuff to a couple of their places. I didn't even realize this part of Utah even existed. I was like, what street did I turn on? Like, I swear, like, where am I even at? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Do you know where where you're at now?
No.
You still don't know where
I mean, that was years ago. So, but I remember going there for times and being like, I didn't even know that like these houses existed.
Yeah.
Right in Sandy. Like, you know, you take a turn and you're at Walmart, but you know what I mean? You're on this estate, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Right next, yeah, bro. But mansions, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's intense, man. Like, I wish I had your position, bro, to meet those guys. But at the same time, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Life happens. So you say you were lucky. You said that, you know, you got tips or whatever. How was it, you know, after the games? You know, were you still there working even after they left or not?
Yeah,
really?
so you're there till essentially the visiting team gets on the bus, right? So, now I mean, that's kind of the back behind the scenes of the NBA. But sometimes they want you to go to the L store and get them a bottle of Goose or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know, things like that. Or they want to know Shorty's name up in row 20. And you would get tipped out for that. Or if she didn't give you the number, you wrote a different number down and just like who he gonna know when she don't answer. You know what I'm saying? So he's already on a flight or he's on the bus or you know what I'm saying. But just like the players, like I said, it was cool to be in the locker rooms because literally right after coach finishes, you come in. They're asking you, like I said, you're getting their jerseys ready. Like they take off this sopping wet jersey. So you got your gloves on. You're putting those, getting ready their shoes in this shoe bag and all this stuff. Or if they gave them away. Or
you're not jacking their shoes and shit?
Or you know, what we're doing is like, hey, yo, can I get those? Or if you know they're on their way home after, like, because it's a road trip. If it's a long road trip and it's game one, you ain't getting nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But if they going home after, like, hey, dog, like, you know what I'm saying? So those are kind of how you played it or little things like that. Or you play shooting games before the game. Like, hey, you ain't going to make that. If you miss that, you know, I get you or whatever. So
That's crazy, bro.
And they were cool. Like, they were like, you could tell what kind of guys were already they would start it usually. Because you're warm, you're ball boy and form before the game.
Right.
So they're out there, you know, I ain't going to make this or, you know, and it was kind of cool.
Huh. Yeah, that's tight.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Who was? I mean, besides the Jazz players, right? Who was one player that stood out to you? You're like, man, that dude's cool, solid.
I mean, you always got to go with Kobe. I feel like because that dude was just like a different level, and I don't think you don't appreciate anything until you just really are just like seeing him 10 feet away before a game, just being him, right? When the lights are on, or he's doing a camera interview or something, like he's turned on a little bit, right? And so we did a couple of practices one time, and I just remember, like, he was in there an hour and a half before his team was, like, supposed to be there, right? And they brought their own ball, like, their own rebounder and whatnot. But I was like, all right, we'll turn all the lights on. I'm talking. He's like, oh, no, leave the lights off. And I'm like, what? Leave the lights off? He's like, yeah, just turn on one light. And, like, the whole hour, Kobe's just in there just shooting, right? Nothing, lights out, you know what I mean? Just locking in. And so I guess he had different routines at different times that he would do, but.
So you know that commercial that he made with Kanye West and everything, and they're like, hey, you know,
he's like, be a different beast.
Yeah, be a different beast. So it was really like that. He really liked to be in the dark, like just one light on him and just shoot.
Yeah, I think people like would assume like you get to a certain level and you're just like, all right, he's gonna be chill mode, but those guys are always the hardest workers. Or like early LeBron, hardest work early. You know what I mean? Like those guys are ice, and those guys got, you know what I mean, they put their foot in the ice bath after. You ever put your foot in an ice bath? You might last 10 seconds, dog. Like,
not even.
These boys are going like 20 minutes, like every game. Like the things that you got to do, and you would see some players who don't, right? Those zippers, like, oh, I don't want to do it, or they're eating chicken dinners before the game, but he's eating salmon and rice, and right. So I think you see those little things that people do night in, night out, probably stack up year after year, season after season.
Talking about ice baths, you ever done that?
Oh yeah, I like that. That's I like to do. That's one thing now as I've gotten older. I'm like, all right.
Oh really?
Or cryo. Have you ever done cryo?
No, what's that?
Like the crowd, you get in the chamber and they turn that to like negative 200.
Oh, where it's like you got your from your neck down.
No, just your whole body.
Oh, really?
Okay.
You like put like some like things on your extremities, like your toes and your hands, but you know you got your chonus on and you're just chilling and like you 5 minutes depending on the degrees and you're just freezing it off in there.
What?
But it's cool. You get out of there, you just feel so restored. I mean, I'm not about to speak like I'm some scientist.
Expert.
That's not what I'm doing. But
you're talking about your experience.
Yeah. And so no, I've enjoyed it. Something I probably do like once a month.
Oh wow.
Oh, you still do it?
Oh yeah.
Well,
I like ice baths. I'll ice all the time. I still ice my knees and my Achilles because I feel like it's a matter of time. Like I've been coaching too long. Like all my boys got one that's coming, so I'm trying to hold it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Well, how did it benefit you doing the?
So like just like those little aches and pains, right? So just like I feel like that kind of goes away. And like the Norwegians do this really good where they go do those cold plunges, right? So it's just like that shock to your body allows it to kind of turn on those endorphin mechanisms and kind of just I enjoy it. Like I feel like halfway through you're like, all right, can I do this? You know, I mean, there's some self power in there. I think of like you can do tough things, or like, yeah, this sucks, but like 90 seconds left, you got this, breathe it out. You know what I mean? So it's claustrophobic at first. That was my worst thing about it, was like you're in this cube.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But once I got used to that, now I'm kind of in a little mode.
Okay.
I did the ice bath, bro, and my ankles. Oh man, those were killing me big time, bro. Like and I was like, why that spot? And they were telling me the blood just doesn't circulate as much as everywhere else. But after I got out, I felt rejuvenated, like like you're saying. So you prefer doing what was that again?
Cryotherapy.
Yeah. You prefer that than ice baths?
No, I still think it's king at the end of the day, but cryo just kind of like gives me that shock to feel like I'm not alive sometimes. You know what I mean?
All right. Have you ever skydived?
Hell no. Never.
It's an adrenaline rush.
I believe it.
Bungee jump?
I'll watch your video. Huh?
Bungee
Hell
jump?
no.
None of that.
He said,
Okay.
I'll watch your video.
I've done a zip line, and that's as far as we're going.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's pretty good. And if you've flown, have you?
Yeah.
Would you get on a helicopter?
I could do that.
Yeah, you just won't jump out.
I'm jumping. 10 toes on the ground.
That's funny, bro.
When you would do those early practices, like with Kobe, how early were those?
I mean, so you're not talking like too early, because the Jazz usually would go first. You know what I mean? So they're probably still getting there at like 1 o'clock or something. You know, but I'm sure they were. I mean, when he has his home court, he's doing whatever the heck he wants. But.
Right.
Did when the Jazz traveled out, did they have a ball boy?
Yeah, not always, but a lot of times. The only trip I ever made was to Portland. There's a couple times they take a ball boy on the West Coast trips or stuff, but
It was never you.
no, it was everybody. That was the job everybody wanted. Yeah, and nobody was leaving it. 1 and 2 and they were dope dudes. Still my dudes to this day.
Are they still there?
Number 1's still there, bro.
Really?
He's now in charge of the ball boys, and he's cool. Adam Clowkey, AK, the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So he gets it done, but he's still there. I mean. And I was like, he was always like, I'm going to leave. I'm getting too old for this. And I was like, all right, he's going to leave. Like, that was me for like 5 years. Like, all right, I'm moving up.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, but no. And it was a cool group of dudes to work with. You know, we became friends. And, no, it was cool. But, yeah, there's still a couple guys, like I said, that hang around that turn that job into a career.
Right.
All right.
Nice. So what got you into coaching? What inspired you?
I wish I had a great story on that one, but I was in college, and so I was at the U, and Judge, one of their coaches, had just like, he's my homie to this day. He found out he was having twins. They knew they were pregnant. They thought they were just having a kid. He found out they were having twins. He was like, I got to get this job, like extra job at night work, and so he gave the job up, and I didn't know him at the time, and so we knew the coach, Jeremy Chatterton, and he called us up and was like, hey, do you guys want this job for no pay, pretty much? And it was like, sure, like coaching basketball. And so me and my buddy took it, and just that kind of started us like off. Our first year's team wasn't good. That was the best thing for us, because we just learned how to coach, like how to teach someone how to dribble, how to pass, how to break a press. And so, yeah, that started our journey. And I just fell in love with it, and year after year, people were like, oh, you're good at this. And I just moved up to freshman head coach and sophomore head coach. And then to Juan Diego, I got their head coach, and I was 23. Like, I had no business getting that job. Just not because I wasn't a good coach. I just didn't know enough.
Right.
And we were successful there. We went 25-0 my first year, won state championship. Right. So, like, we came out the bat, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, this coaching thing's easy. Like, everything I do touches the gold. Right. So, and it was good, but I didn't have enough of, like, outside of that first year, it was really good after that. I think I just kind of cruised. But no, it's ups and downs and peaks and valleys since then. But like I've enjoyed the journey.
What were the struggles when you first started? Like what were you? Yeah, what were the struggles?
Like how to talk to kids. I mean, that's the biggest thing about coaching, and I think that's the biggest thing of like being a parent of a player, right? It's okay to have the information. I might have all the information. I can watch the Jazz. You can watch the Jazz. Anybody can watch whoever and be like, oh, they're bad at this. But, like, that's fine. How can you help them fix that problem?
How can you communicate?
Yeah, how can you communicate? And even if I have the answer, can I get into them in a fashion where they believe it, they can pick it up, they can understand it, right? And that's what coaching is, right? So that's a lot of people have the hardest part. It's like, oh, don't you tell them to fix that? And it's like, I wish it was that easy, right?
Yeah.
But tell me the drill that you want to do. Show me how you're going to do that. What's the momentum? What's the thought process? You're going to teach them to be able to figure this out. Yeah. Because just saying fix it's not going to get it done.
Yeah.
For anything, right?
Yeah.
Basketball, live, whatever that might be.
On the last podcast, I was telling our guests that one of the kids came up to me. He's all like, "Coach, they're beating us, and they're taller than us. They're taller than us." I'm all like, "Man, don't let that bother you. Look at me. I'm short, man. I've been playing with the tallest dudes, and I've won some of them tallest dudes. So height doesn't matter. It's just your persistence and your consistency and your knowledge. How are you going to apply it?" Anyway, so they went out there and they did pretty good. We didn't win, but they did pretty good. They you know what I'm saying? They believed it. So but I totally understand that. Now, does it also depend on, because you know how you said that everything you were touching was turning into gold? Would you say that it also depends on the players that you had?
Oh, without a doubt. And that's what I was learning through the process. And I honestly was blessed with amazing players at first, club and high school. And there was a lot of intersect there. A lot of my Judge and Juan Diego kids played for me before I became a high school coach. I mean, they all just really believed in me. Like, the parents believed in me. And so I think, like, as you expand that out, I think it's easier if I just am a coach on one team to be like, all right, I get the buy-in from 10 people, maybe even 2 teams, 20 people all in. You start trying to figure that out to 40 teams, like where you're not touching all these kids every day, you're not talking to mom every day, you're not saying, "Dad, how was your day?" or whatever it might be. You're not able to touch everybody as far as like, coach them, not able to coach everybody.
Right. Yeah.
It's harder to have that grasp, right? So that's kind of what you learn of like, how do I, kind of keep someone, pushing if I'm not there? How do I have my voice in there? How do I teach a coach to have, echo my voice or echo the message that I'm trying to get. And so that first group when I was small, just those parents believed me so much. I think we were really good, but also we just had this belief that like not everything was going to work. And so as I got bigger and figured things out, that's where you actually have to have a philosophy and be practical. I think if I still to this day, if anybody's speaking, if you devoted all your time to one thing, you're probably gonna be pretty good at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
what was your philosophy?
At first it was nothing, but now we're into where we fell forward. That's kind of where I found about halfway through. And what I'm saying is teaching these kids to make a mistake, to play fast, to don't, like a lot of times, especially as you're younger, if you're tall, you're a post. If you're small, you're the point guard. Now this tall girl gets to high school and she don't know how to do anything because she's only been tall, right? So everybody drills, everybody rebounds, everybody defense, right? Because you don't know. You want to be a full all-around player. You don't want to just be, what if there's a better dribbler than you, and that's all you could do? Or now there's a taller girl than you, and now you don't know how to do anything else because you're not the tall girl anymore, right? Yeah. So
do you feel that that's something that could have been applied in your life when you were playing basketball back in high school?
Not in high school. I think high school, they squeezed everything out of me, but like junior high for sure. Like if I was that knowledge of like, how to grow and how to get better. I think a lot of times, and as you say, volunteer coach, it's tough. Like you're trying to like, sometimes you might have, you got me who's fully attentive, but also on my same team is Jerome who's like picking his nose and like his shorts are on backwards and we're all trying to do the same drill. Like, so how can those coaches get all of us better sometimes at the same time? So I can't be like, all right, it's just the fault of those coaches because they're probably doing their best. Yeah. Because they're trying to corral from top to bottom. And so I think it's tough to kind of make that adjustment when you are just, getting these kids for a junior jazz season or an I-9 season or whatever you're playing.
Yeah, definitely, bro. That's interesting that you say that about picking noses and stuff. I can recall a few of them. Digging for gold, bro.
That's funny. Did you get any lashback? Because I know Juan Diego and Judge are rivals, right?
Oh, without a doubt. And but Judge couldn't be too mad because I interviewed for that job. Okay. And they didn't give it to me. And they gave it to my buddy. My buddy says, "Hey, Coach Anthony. Coach A works with me."
Oh,
so
okay.
Coach A got the job. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Did they lose?
We did. And I'm saying,
no, wait up. You did or they did?
They lost. They lost. You know what I'm saying? So they lost out on me. But so they didn't give it to me that same summer. The Juan Diego job came open, and I left. And like I said, I don't think I lost a Judge as a Juan Diego coach. So I was a Judge guy, so I wanted that Judge job. Yeah, and even after that, the AD was like, he didn't he wasn't upset. He gave it to Anthony. He was like, looking back, like, I just thought you were too young, And I felt like I had a better support system at Judge on Juan Diego. They were cool and all, but like, it's just a different atmosphere. Right. They kind of just gave me a little too long of a rope. They assumed I knew what I was doing, but I was just learning too much.
Did you ever experience heated moments with parents, with people out in the crowd, And if you did, how did you handle it? Especially your first time. I'm pretty sure the first time it's probably memorable.
Yeah, and the crowd, yeah, that's true, actually, I guess, man. My first couple of years, I was lucky I had some coaches that I worked when I was a freshman and sophomore coach that gave me the freedom to be passionate because I don't know how many, I got kicked out of 2 games as a sophomore, as a freshman and sophomore coach.
Wow.
Down in Uinta, and the other one was in Union, both in dinosaur country. But
Yelling at the refs?
one was I was getting into it with the guy from the stands, right? And I guess I ended up finding out that his brother was the ref, you know what I mean? And then the cousin was playing and all that stuff. But it was still me saying something. I'm sure I earned at least one of the 2 texts I got.
Damn.
But I've met a lot of refs. That's kind of as we go through that. Like then when I was younger, they're like, "Hey, I remember when you were younger, like you were wild." You know what I mean? I think I was trying to ref.
You were outspoken?
I was trying to ref. I was trying to. That's a travel. That's a. Let the refs ref. Let the coaches coach.
Yeah.
Let the scorekeepers scorekeep. And that's kind of where I'm at now. Like I don't really bug them at all these days. But when I was younger, I was on them, and so. But yeah, so I learned some lessons early that you got to go to classes and do these online tests when you get kicked out as a coach, because you shouldn't be getting kicked out as a high school coach, right? So let's just be honest.
Yeah.
So I had to, got to do these classes and stuff. But I learned a lot from there and how to channel my passion, right? And channel it into my kids instead of channeling against, my kids or against someone else's kids or against the guy in the stands.
Right.
But no, I still enjoy being passionate, you know what I mean? But now I think it's just more being positive toward my kids, and that can kind of fill the energy. I think refs kind of give me the benefit of the doubt now because they're like, oh, he ain't messing with me, like, and so that they're always like, oh yeah, that's a good job with your kids, and I kind of feel like that reciprocates down the road.
Yeah, I remember we went to one of my niece's games, and one of the parents, or actually it was the other coach, they started arguing about something about a point or whatever, and I was paying attention, right? I was paying attention about, like, how you handled it. And I think you handled it well. You are like, because even the girls on your team, they were like getting worked up and wanted to go talk crap. And you're like, hey, look, just sit back. Let me handle this. And you did. You went over there and you handled it. To keep your composure, yeah, that comes with experience, bro. I'm telling you, because I know that when he went to coach for me, the other coach got a technical, right?
Yeah, they kicked him out.
This is rec ball, bro.
Yeah.
This is rec ball, right?
But the thing was, he wasn't really getting crazy. It was just the kids weren't listening. You have to get back after. So after like the third time they told him, they teed him up, and he got mad and they kicked him out, and then they ended the game because his kids, they didn't listen too. So they're like, oh, we're gonna end the game.
So now, talking about being mad and getting mad, how do you deal with the mad player with one of your own players that's getting angry? How do you deal with that?
And I still probably lose it from time to time.
You still lose it?
Oh, without a doubt.
I thought you were Mr. Perfect over here.
No, man. This is a bunch of failures over and over. And that's been my best thing is just learning to fail. But like as far as like with the kids, like and it's by kid, but usually the longer I've known a kid, the more that relationship gets stronger, and we built this foundation, right? So, definitely the kids I've had longer, I'll keep more accountable. That's the hardest thing, especially as you're coaching a different group of kids. Is like I got a kid that I've known for a couple of years, man. I'm yelling at her, why didn't you pass that ball? Why didn't you stop that on defense? Another girl makes that same mistake, but she's been here for 6 months or something, and I'm saying, good job, you hustled. And the mom's like, you yelled at my daughter, like you cussed her out, and you just told her like great job, like what's the difference? And I'm just like and some parents will understand as they get used to me and stuff, they'll understand that accountability. But some of the kids that go from team to team to team, they just want someone who says good job all the time, and so when you start holding that accountability, that's when you kind of learn what this relationship is about. Is this mom gonna be behind me, or is dad gonna be behind me, or are they in the car saying, coach, I know what he's talking about, don't worry about it. Like, and that's kind of the biggest thing I think coaches now face is like
the parents.
It was the parents, and like, are you able to and it's communication from the coach too, because are you talking to that mom and dad? Like I said, I got to be able to talk to these parents and say, hey, this is what I see from her. What do you see? Like, maybe they, I don't. They'll sometimes it's a big small thing. If you catch it when it's small, it doesn't turn into like 5 little things, and now they're upset. And I get this long text. Like I can't stand texting with parents. That drives me nuts. But if I have a conversation with you, then I think we're way better off about talking through some of these tough conversations.
Because there's a tone and everything else, right? Like the way you express yourself.
Yeah, and they always want to compare someone to someone, and it's like, that's what I just can't do, right? She's her own individual person, her own individual genes, own individual work program, own individual everything. Like, let's talk about, her and what you think is happening here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. I mean, sometimes I feel like my daughter, I'm on the sideline, be like, make her run, because I'm on the same. I like playing high school basketball. Our coach was like, hey, you're like this, like that, hustle and all that. So that's how I am. So when I see her like just walking over, I'm like, make her run, coach. Like get on her, because I don't mind it, and I see how you coach and the things you teach the girls. It's
you see the vision that he has.
Yeah, definitely. So
that's interesting, bro. Like once again, this experience with me coaching, it was cool. I didn't expect it. In all honesty, I thought I was gonna give up, right?
Yeah.
But then what inspired me was I seen this. I was scrolling through my feed, and I seen Kobe Bryant. He said something about like not being you're not gonna be good at everything that you do.
Oh yeah.
And there's always people going to be judging you. So might as well just do it and get better at it. And every day is going to be a challenge, but get better at it. Keep going. And seriously, I really thought about quitting, bro. And I don't know, have you ever thought about quitting? Have you ever, have you had those moments? And if you did, how did you overcome that?
I don't think I've necessarily ever thought about quitting. I think I've thought about adjusting my game plan. Like how many people do I want to, or how many people do I want to, be impacting kind of with this, or, because there's different things that come with that. Coaching is never the hard part. It's collecting invoices and scheduling game time, and make sure I got gym time, and like, is everybody responding to the emails, and like that's the hard part of the job. That's what that's what the money's for. The money's not for me to draw plays and to show up to the gyms. Like Ray Lewis would say, you get Sundays for free. Like you're paying me for Monday through Saturday, right? And so that's kind of how I feel about coaching, right? Is just like, when the whistle starts, that's for fun. Like that's just, I get lost. Whatever's in my life, whatever happened, right? Like my championship season, my mom died halfway through that season, right? So that was just like me turning the lights on of like, this is what we do now. This is my solace. This is my place with my kids, with my players. To be able to kind of just go out there and do that. And so, like you said, the hardest part, I don't know anything about coaching, just changing about maybe how I do this. But but like, and it's hard because it's giving the players and the parents the freedom to be able to hold somebody accountable. I probably held it in my high school team player probably 2 accountable one game this year, right? And so we talked about it. She's like, hey coach, I felt like you kind of roasted me too hard in front of the team, right? And we talked about it, and the parents, and same thing, was like, hey, I could see that. I was upset. This was a tough game. We focused all this energy on this game, right? The team, me, you. And so, I probably got too caught up in it at some point. Like, was that mistake warranted of, me chewing you out? Maybe not, right? So, and then parents give you the freedom to say, all right, you messed up. Or like, what I mean? But she also messed up too. She was like, oh, I messed up. Like, I'm not telling you I played great. Like, I was doing terrible, right? So, accountability on her end. But if you show accountability, they're more welcome to be like, all right, this is a two-way street. And say like, oh, no, I thought I was right. Like, you would play terrible, and I was justified by chewing you out.
So then you adjust.
Exactly, I adjust.
And move on.
Exactly. And I tell the kid, I think you're a great player, and that's why I hold you to a high standard, right? And so I also chewed you out because I know you're way better than that, right? And I've seen you be way better than that. So she kind of sees that too. Like you have goals that are different goals than her. Like you have goals to go play next level, right? So that's not going to get it done. You know that. I'll communicate it differently next time, without a doubt. And we went on to have a great year from there, right? She was a top player in the state. I mean, in our state game, she had 8 threes in a game. One was at the buzzer. You know what I'm saying? So
how good does it feel like for you to see someone grow to that level that you've taken them? You know what I'm saying? Like is it like, hey, I told you so? You just had to believe in yourself, and you had to let me coach you a little bit better and be a little bit tougher, or maybe had these conversations that we did, you know what I'm saying, to get you better. But how does that feel? How does that make you feel? And how do you apply it to the next player?
I guess I didn't really thought about how it made me feel, to be honest. Like, I guess I don't.
You don't put emotion to it.
No. I'm just proud of them, right? And just proud of the team, and like proud that they're able to get to this moment. Because there's plenty of other kids that I've had. I mean, I have a pretty good batting average, I'd say, but there's plenty of kids also who I had that same altercation with, who threw in the towel or something, or maybe they didn't. Maybe it wasn't that. Maybe it wasn't. I got hard on them, but they just didn't like whatever the experience, and they gave it up from there, right? So, we got more wins than losses, and so I just try not to be too high or too low on any of that stuff. But no, like I just try to be proud of the kids, and I guess mostly is when the parents after, right, or the kids after, like when they say thank you, right? Because maybe they don't think you're a part of the journey. There's probably kids that I helped, or vice versa, or have plenty of great coaches that helped. Like, oh, I did that. No, I'm great. No, I do this. This is me, right? So I think it's more of when you get that reciprocation from them saying, hey, I appreciate you, right? I appreciate you not giving up on me. I appreciate you holding me accountable, or I appreciate you showing our daughter this, or, I appreciate you showed our son that, failure is okay, right? Like I said, we preach fail forward, right? We got to be making mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Did you start off coaching girls or?
Both.
Both?
So we have the Rebels is a boys program too. So I start off on the boys side, coaching our club side, and then high school on the girls side.
Okay.
And then he was just like, "Hey, dude, you're good at this." Like, and so his name's Eric Gray. He's our program director. He played at UNLV for TARC back in the '80s. And
Okay. Is that where the Rebels
the
came?
Red and Rebels? Like, so that's where we
okay.
come from. And those were the glory years, right? And UNLV's they're coming back a little bit, but that was when they were top notch, right?
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And so he was on the boys side. He's like, hey, you can do this. Like, I didn't have any. He kind of, like I said, he's the second guy who believed in me, who was like, all right, this is another door of like.
Damn.
And so I just started with one team. You know what I mean? We were at Westminster at 7 a.m. You know what I mean? Like, that was the gym that I could find at the time, right?
Dang.
And so we had kids coming in from all over, and it was 7, and it was 14, and then just kind of kept growing from there.
What was the difference between coaching boys and coaching girls?
Obviously there's a difference without a doubt, but they're athletes, you know what I mean? And if you give them that first step, you know what I mean? I think that they respect that a little more. But then obviously you got to adjust. I think in girls, I got to sandwich compliments a little more, like, hey, that was great, but I need you to do this. But I like what you did here, right? And boys, you got to do that too. But sometimes I can be more direct, like, hey, just get your butt on the baseline, like get over there, right? If I say that to somebody else, they might like, Coach was mad at me today. He told me to get my butt. You know what I mean? So like, you know what I'm saying. But as I said, it's like we build a relationship. Now they understand what Coach is talking about. Like, oh, he just talks like that. Like, I tell them this is how I talk. I talk loud. If I ain't yelling at you, then worry about it, right? Because if you want to be yelled at, like, it means we're noticing you, right?
Yeah.
If you don't hear your name in a practice, I'd start getting worried.
Damn.
So-
That's the truth. Yeah. So basically, that's like saying that you like the players to take initiative to put a foot forward and be out there, do what they got to do, even if you disapprove, but at least they're trying.
Exactly. Oh, without a doubt. Especially at these younger ages, like, until you get to high school, you can start putting more parameters in high school, but especially younger kids, you just gotta go out there and make mistakes. And the more you have that idea with anything you do, you're gonna just learn a ton more. Because if I don't ever double dribble, if I don't ever figure out how to pivot, I just travel all the time, there's no growth there because I'm just scared. I'm neutral. I tell them, don't be neutral. Be positive, be negative, right? Make a great play, make a bad play. At least I see that I can coach you on something.
Yeah.
You're just being like making good passes and you're like playing okay defense. Like, I just don't know you're out there.
Did you read books? Did you know what I'm
All
saying?
day. That's my
For real?
Yeah, that's the biggest, and not until I got into like college.
Okay.
I probably faked every book report before that. But like, in college, I just started like now I try to read at least 20 books a year. Like, but I've been reading the last like 10, 15 years.
But
Just, but like basketball books, like biographies, Coach Wooden, like there's a variety of books. Craig Manning's one of the best ones about like. And he was the tennis coach at BYU for the women's, but he has a great book on just like mental process and how to approach the game. And all his degrees were like in psychoanalyzing and sports medicine and all that stuff. But I think that getting perspective from different people is like the easiest way to learn. Because now I don't have to go through your whole entire life. I can pick up your life right here, figure out what you learn, what I like, what I don't like, apply it.
Is there a network of coaches that you guys kind of speak amongst each other or what I'm saying? There is.
Yeah. It's one of our biggest NCAA pools right here. Is our coaches pool, right? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like we just try to keep in touch with each other. Some of us who take it more seriously than others. You know what I'm saying? But without a doubt, they help me grow a lot too. Like, hey, did you see this? Or hey, we're doing this drill, or what I'm saying? Just those things. I think being collaborative with other people.
When you say some help more than others, what do you mean by that? Like, there's some that kind of don't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think there's some that are still like, I guess they don't like maybe what some of us new school coaches do, I guess, like maybe the energy, or like some of us do club. They don't like that. So they just kind of, I guess they have their own little corner. But for the most part, people are, growing to be more positive and whatnot. And when I was a younger coach too, people didn't want to lose to the younger guy. Like, I've been doing this for longer than you've been alive. Like, who are you going to come in here and like, I don't like that you're coming in here and winning and doing all these things. And
about how many coaches do you think you won that were older than you?
Oh, well, there for a while, it was all of them. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was the youngest coach in the state for a good 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
Damn, bro.
So yeah, and like I said, I was blessed. Like we had a lot of success. USA Today, Utah Coach of the Year back in the day. So like those little things have helped me become who I am today. But it was more, instead of those peaks, it was more like those valleys that got me to where I am now, because I learned so much more from how to, like I said, how to run the business, all those invoices and scheduling practices and building connections with people who believe what you're doing, so they want to be partners in it, right? Like I want to help you. There's 1,000 teams they could run to sometimes, but it's like, no, we like what you do with these people. We like that you are really, you know what I'm saying? We like your vision, as opposed to someone who's transactional maybe or something, you know.
Did you pick up a lot of that stuff from working with the Jazz? Would you say
just from all over? I guess
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I think the Jazz, because those guys are professionals, so you can't be like I took too much. But what was cool about being in them is there was no secret sauce. Those guys are still doing power dribbles in between the leg dribbles, and there was no secret drill.
Yeah.
They're doing 5-man weaves. They're getting shots up. They're going through closeouts. They're doing shell drills. They're just doing it at a high efficiency. They're doing it at a higher level. But there was no secret drills like, oh, these guys can all do this, and now you become great. And it's like that's not what it is.
Well, and that's what Kobe said, right? He would practice the fundamentals,
Yeah.
and a lot of guys skip those, or players skip that.
And it's not fun, right?
Yeah.
Even players say they come in the gym and they just want to go up and get shots up or shoot threes, and they're all set shots. Well, I tell them, when you're shooting in a game, 15% of the shots you take are set shots, which is where you're just like, someone passes it to me, I shoot it, right?
Yeah.
85% is you on the move. Well, if every time you come in the gym with your homies, you're just shooting around or playing whatever, you're practicing for 15% of the game.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
And there's still that other shit that
Yeah,
you don't practice
exactly.
at all. You
You're
don't
not practicing
touch.
at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Game
So
speed.
Um,
Yeah.
Can you, now with your experience, could you tell, like when you see kids, can you tell who's going to be good, who's not going to be so good?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, and you don't always see who's gonna be good, but you can see like that kid who takes it seriously.
And can you attest to like maybe even like the kids that are not good, they need just a little bit more coaching? Do you think anybody could be good if they apply themselves?
Yeah, but I think it's just variations of good, because I think especially when you get into like club and stuff, a lot of it comes with, do you have resources? Like if you go to high school, everybody gets to go to high school, so you which is good. You get to play. That's a good way for everybody to be able to play a sport, right? Club sometimes is about access. So some of these kids aren't even that good. It's just you're good enough of maybe like your mom, like your parents have the complete fungible for you to do volleyball and soccer and basketball, and so you're here, right? Maybe if you didn't have that, you would have to choose one or two. Like I think sometimes these kids just get to do a couple. So this is what they do. I just travel because it's mom and dad's vacation. You know what I mean? Like we're traveling this around that, and I think that you get a lot of that in club. And as you get older, it gets less and less because that kid gets burnt out. You know what I mean? That kid's like, all right, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't actually love this, and why are we doing this?
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting, bro. I like that perspective, man, because that you never know. And that's why I told my kids, I'm like, look, I want to put you into basketball, but I also want you to play baseball.
All of it. Do all of it.
Right.
My best players they're doing 2 or 3 things. They're doing track. My daughter's playing soccer half the time, right? So those are the best things that they can do instead of just loving this one thing. And it's okay if you can still just play basketball, but still like go play with your friends. Go do those other things that allow you to still be a kid.
Yeah.
Instead of just living on this one thing.
Yeah, that's true. I know one of my kids didn't even want to play basketball, but I'm like, hey, you're going to have to do it. Yeah. And now he loves it. Now they're all into like, exactly how he said his kids are into just watching the girls play ball. Like these guys like the girls playing ball, and they watch the NBA and even college. Yeah. So it's cool, man, to see them grow. A question as a coach, man, as a rec coach, what are the fundamentals? What let's say you're speaking to someone that doesn't know the fundamentals. What are the fundamentals?
Mostly, I just the things that you control is you can you communicate? Can you be here on time? Right, and then as that says, like obviously your intangibles. If you're going tangibles, can you dribble and can you defend? Right, it's not even about scoring. Like usually the best players, or when they're younger, are usually the kids who are able to dribble. Like very rarely is someone come out here and Steph Curry from a young age. Right, someone has to help you get a shot or something. Right, so if you can dribble and you can defend, you can play. All right, and as you get older, you want to do a shot or whatnot, but the best players are able to get the ball, because now I'm able to do stuff. If I'm the girl that's just passing, like I said, you're neutral. Mm-hmm. You're not able to make a difference. But can I communicate and can I be there on time? Because that usually starts the foundation of, are you picking up all the information? Do I understand how this drill works? And it's okay. People are going to be late. But if every practice you're always 10 minutes late and every game you're always 5 minutes late, you don't know what we did pre-game to get here. You're behind on the game plan. Yeah. Like so, you're already set up for failure. Mm-hmm. Right? Maybe you might not have been successful even if you were here, but you're almost definitely going to fail now because you have no idea what's going on.
So then that also applies to the parents. You know what I'm saying? Because they actually have to put the effort.
Oh yeah,
in.
right. Because whoever it is isn't driving themselves to practice or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So and it's buy-in from the parents and them understanding that this is why she's sitting until the second half starts or something, right? And if they're communicating sometimes like, hey, we got hit in traffic. Once again, but this is most likely when it comes down to every time,
Right.
And you're trying to find those things because it hurts the team too. Well, she's showing up late. Why do I got to be here on time? Right? It's just a trickle down thing. And that's why it's hard to keep those standards like we talked about. What standards do you hold? You got to let the earrings go with like time. You got to keep track of. I think communication you got to keep track of,
Most definitely.
and it keeps everybody on the same page of this is what I expect.
Dope, man. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, but if you have one, because I'm gonna kind of.
Me too. I wanted to just go another route.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
go ahead.
I was just gonna ask. Have you ever thought about coaching at a higher level?
Yeah, I have, and that's what kind of why I'm back in school right now because I didn't finish my degree the first time. The basketball was too good, and I was doing a good job, and life took over. Started having some kids, so I never finished school, but I stopped so short, like 5 classes short. So dumb of me. So lucky about the U, they give you all those classes stay. So I just started back up to finish those. But so that's kind of. Forgot what we.
Have you ever thought about?
Oh yeah,
coaching
so like that's probably why I'm going back to school is so that if you want to coach college or if you want to move up, you have to have a degree.
Oh,
you got
okay.
that's A1 day one. You got to have a degree. Like they don't even apply if you don't got a degree. So
That's what your focus is.
yeah, I still have a vision to like I think it's still like a 5-year plan because I still love what I'm doing now. I want to grow this out. There's still a great vision here that maybe this can take this road.
Right.
I think there's a great path too, like to go be a college coach and recruit your own team. And now you're back into focusing on 10 kids. Right now I got a program of 90 to 100 kids, right, from 3rd grade to 12th grade. That's a lot of energy we're exposing from here. There, 10 kids, right? You're just that's where all of your efforts going.
Right,
Definitely.
right. You're really busy, man, because you got high school basketball and then you got organized or
Lady Rebels, so
Lady
club
Rebels,
basketball,
club basketball. How do you manage all that?
It's just always being on, and I've been able to manage my time as I've gotten older a lot better. QuickBooks, shout out to QuickBooks, that saved my life like 5 years ago. But little things like that you learn, how to get a website, how to market yourself. But it's a full-time gig. If the way that I'm currently doing, the coaches that do kind of what we do, you got to be on all the time.
Yeah.
Even having a family that understands, because like I do work during the day, like I do a bunch of like random different jobs here or there, but during the nights I'm almost always in the gym.
Yeah.
So and my lady's a teacher, so she's worked during the day. So under 10, and sometimes we don't see each other some weeks as much because I'm at night practicing. Look at my daughter play, so sometimes she's at practice, so we see each other there and whatnot. But being a team at home definitely truly helps to make this work. Because if she's out, and that's something I've never had to think about her being like, hey, what's going on here? And I think that allows me to be present. If I'm there thinking about, man, I gotta clean this up, or at home where I'm at, or something's in trouble here, like. I don't get to be as good of a person because obviously that's gonna be first and foremost. You know what I mean?
Right. I thought it's cool because you try to make it to every game or practice, right? And I feel like the girls need that because you're the head coach.
Yeah.
So it's nothing like having the head coach there at the
It's different,
games
yeah.
and all that. So yeah, that's dope, man.
That's
that
what
you
the
find the
parents say.
time.
I think that's the biggest, not like complaint, but always just like there's a different level when coaches in the gym, right? Everybody, yeah. I think even parents are on better. They're on better. They're being more cordial to refs or stuff when coaches are around because I don't like that stuff. I mean, it makes us, so.
I think sometimes it's a double-edged sword, right? Because you're the main attraction basically, and then it backfires a little bit because when you're not there, they're like, where the hell is he? Guys, I hate to do this, but let's take a little break real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll be back. And
Cool. Here we go.
Hey, what's up? As we take this small break, we want to thank everybody for tuning in and always supporting. We got some news that me and Fonzie want to share with you guys. Let's go.
Yeah, well, we're going to be giving away 2 tickets to a comedy show here soon. I can't give you all the details just yet, but keep tuning in and we'll for sure drop those details. But for now, let's get back to the show.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. All right. So we're back. We had to take a little small commercial break. Anyways, so we're back with Coach Josh. Coach Josh, I told you that we were going to switch it up a little bit and, get away a little bit from basketball. But at the same time, keep the basketball because I think basketball goes hand in hand with music.
Yeah.
What type of music were you listening to when you were younger?
Young was all like mostly hip hop, but also like Motown. Like, you know what I
Okay.
mean? The Temptations. Like, that was one of my parents always like put that on Sunday mornings or like cleaning the house or something. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So do you sing?
Oh, hell no. But I mean, just, you know what I mean? Like everybody does. But no, that's kind of the music I always felt like. And then like, you know, that West Coast stuff, like, you know, the Corrupt and Warren G and Nate Dogg and DJ Quick was always dope with it. I still listen to DJ Quick, like with that little funk with it, you know?
Hell
So,
yeah, bro.
So no, yeah, I had a cousin who was just like one of those early guys with the deep cuts with like the 30 discs, you know what I mean? The 300 count, the 10 disc CD changer in the back. So he always putting us on game, like listen to this, made a copy of it. And so I feel like without him, my cousin Leland, you know what I mean, saying he still put me on, like, hey, did you listen to this? Or we went to Larry June last year, like we still be going to concerts, like. So no, he was the one who was kind of like, you know, adjusting my prism as far as what music goes.
Did you play any instruments?
I would not. Just,
No.
I stuck to basketball. That's
Yeah.
about it. Well, you seem like you had a good childhood, but you know what I'm saying, with being a child, a kid, you know, sometimes you get into things. I know I did when I was young. Did you ever experience anything like that, like with gangs, with you know, just trouble out here in Utah, or was that not even a thing around you?
I mean, it was like adjacent, like, you know, neighbors and stuff, like the neighborhood kids. I mean, there's always like a couple dudes who were just like, we were being crazy and he was putting M80s in mailboxes and stuff, right? So like, you know what I mean? Like, you got enough to like be adjacent to it to not really get involved. But for the most part, like we were pretty good. Like I had my fair share of, you know, suspensions in middle school and whatnot, but nothing too crazy.
No fights or nothing.
Silly fights, you know what I mean? Like I thought I was a tough guy or something. But you know what I mean? I'm 2-0 in my fighting career. You know what I mean? Like it was maybe even like one in a draw. I don't know like how they scored the other one, but you know I was I was always on the outside. Even still, like now I feel like I'm not like right in the middle of something. I'm usually like second layer back. Like I'm just seeing what's going on.
Okay.
What kind of music were you listening to? Kind of, you know, get you going on the court.
Right here, Tupac as we
Yeah.
go. Yeah, like that
Okay.
was like, you know, that was always fun. I like CeeLo Green. That was always like
Okay.
CeeLo had some weird stuff, but he had some like funky bass lines and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I always liked that. Chingo Bling back in the
Okay.
day. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
why
saying?
not
Chingo
the
Bling.
Tamale
Hey,
Kingpin?
you say Tamale Kingpin,
Yeah.
you know. But even like now, Mexican OT, like you know, he
Yeah,
puts it on. Like I like messing with him.
That's what's up.
Like guys that kind of go between, you know, multilingual, like doing Spanish in their mixes and stuff. So I like, you know, feel like I'm learning.
Do you speak Spanish?
No, and I feel terrible about it. But I get year by year and day by day, I get better at it.
Nice,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
nice.
the last couple of years, I've made it like a consistent. Like I'm gonna do. I talk to my daughter like almost all in Spanish. I try to.
Yeah.
The Spanish that I know, which is decent. You know the basics and get food and, you know, get her dressed and whatnot. So
But you know manzana?
yeah, oh yeah, without that.
No, I'm joking with you, bro. Yeah,
Trying to quiz them. and
They
shit?
say what they call it, no sabo kids.
Yeah, no sabo kids.
That's what my like my kids at Summit. We got some like they helped me too. I got a couple girls
okay.
like that's mostly what they speak in Spanish, and so they make fun of me. They're like, you one of those no sabo kids. Like they be helping me though. They be teach like if I say something like, oh no, coach, you got to say it this way or whatever.
Most definitely, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So okay, so you know, you just kind of mentioned a bunch of artists. Who would you say is your top 5 hip hop artists of all time, dead or alive?
Worldwide, huh? Dead or alive? That's a good one. I mean, I guess I can't even say no particular order, but I rock with Tupac always. Like I just feel like if you're from this side of the Mississippi, like that was just the dude that, you know what I mean, he was just, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Tupac.
And there's a lot of like, I still have a couple of his books. Like he has a lot of good messages. And I mean, some of his stuff you could say he was a bad history too, but like most of his things were trying to get. It seemed like, and I was still young at the time, but it seemed like he was trying to get to a positive angle and come from where he come up from. Like that's cool to see someone persevere. And then hip hop. My first CD was Casey and JoJo. Like, I still be banging that one. Let's see. I always like Warren G. Warren G always I felt like was like, you know, that dude in the back. Snoop. My first concert was Snoop, Dre, Warren G. It's like Up in Smoke tour.
How was that?
Like we was 13. I loved it. Like my cousin Junior. Like my mom. I think it was
Wait,
my
you were
mom's side.
13?
Yeah, 13.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Was that the USANA?
No, it was at Delta Center.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Oh,
like I said,
yeah.
my big cousin put us on, and our parents let us go. So I think if they probably knew, they wouldn't have. But I'm glad they did. We were outstanding citizens at that time. Like we were young, we were just like, just even being there, we felt cool. Like that's where all the
what's
people
up.
are drinking or doing whatever. You know what I'm saying?
How did it feel around that time? Because I'm pretty sure it was, you know what I'm saying, brighter than bright. You know what I'm saying? If you get my drift.
It was no, it was loud in there. It was
No, what I'm talking about, like, there was nothing but white people, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, no, I think West Valley always puts it down. I think, you know what I mean? And Ogden puts it down. And I know you ain't the most diverse, but I feel like when you get some of these artists out there, like, you will truly see what Utah has.
Well, it was crazy because we moved back out here in 2005, and it wasn't really that diverse.
Yeah.
Maybe like 4 years after, it really, I don't know. I at least for me.
No, that's how I felt as well. But they said like over here in like Glendale, Rose Park,
Yep.
that's where the majority of the
Hispanics were,
blacks, and all that. So, but yeah, we went to Magna,
Yeah.
straight to Magna.
Yeah.
And it was
and Magna's kind of be like it is diverse, but I think sometimes maybe it is maybe concentrated like a Caucasian population out there.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's changed now,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
but yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey,
and I think it's. I mean, like I think every day a little bit, like especially like whoever chooses their partners. I think like that. I think they said by 2050, the average person is gonna be part like brown or something or something. You know, some sort of
Interracial?
ethnicity.
Yeah.
It will have something just because that's how people partner up.
that's crazy, bro. And yeah, I would think that we already, like, at least Hispanics, you know what I'm saying, we're majority, man.
Oh, and then we be having kids.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
So
We're fertile, man.
we taking that to the truth.
Hell yeah.
And that's a big family thing. I think that's still cool. I think that you see from the cultures of all the cultures, because we got kids in my program from all over the place. So I think the kids that you see that are still like we got some Bosnians, we got some Hispanics. I think people who are still immersed in their culture. There's more of a community there. You know what I mean? So I think some people maybe who just don't have that. I think sometimes it goes gone and you lose part of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I think it's good to know who you are, and you don't have to like wear that on your chest every day, but it's good to know those things and where you come from or why you might do what you do, or you know what I'm saying. And so I think that's important.
Most definitely, man. I agree with you 100%. I the reason I asked that, that because it's just I was curious because I went to a Dave Chappelle concert or comedy stand-up show, and I always say this. It always sticks with me. I don't know why, but every time we talk about concerts and stuff, he's like, man, there's 5,000 white people in the audience, 2,000 Mexicans, and 1 black guy, and that's me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and this was back in 2008. You know what I'm saying? That I want to go see him at
Huntsman.
At Huntsman.
That was a dope show.
Yeah, what, you were there?
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
but
dang.
he cut it short.
I guess I don't even remember that. Because people were yelling out or something.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of remember that.
Yep.
I
But-
think he's got mad because he was making fun of Utah. He was making fun of like one of his jokes was like as he was flying in, he's like, I just saw these bright little meth labs popping up or something. He had a couple of jokes where he was killing on people, and people didn't like it.
People didn't like it, but
Like, all right.
still though,
Shit,
shit.
that's what he's there for.
Yeah.
Like, he's there to crack jokes. Like that's what the biggest things. Them cracking jokes on you. Like that's why you should go to a show.
Most definitely.
So be able to be there to make fun of.
Yeah.
Talking about comedians, do you have any comedians?
Like, I think it get deeper more like Chappelle, Joe Coy. I've been liking lately.
Joe
Like trying to think. Like I never really liked like those Gabriel. Like he was cool and all, but like the fluffy guy.
Gabriel.
he
Yeah.
was cool and all.
What about Scholes? What's his name? Andrew Scholes.
Oh, Schultz. Yeah. I mean, and those guys like to push the line.
Yeah,
that's what I
they
think
do.
that's good.
Yeah.
And it keeps everybody kind of humbled a little bit. Like it's okay to make fun of some people, and it's okay to not always like everything they say.
Right.
What about that Barbosa kid?
Barbosa. Maybe I
Ralph
missed it.
Barbosa.
Oh yeah, no, he's dope. He's
funny,
dope.
yeah.
My bad. Actually, he's one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
Yeah, coming up. No, he's solid.
Yeah,
he's funny. He's very like animated. He's got good stories. And,
Yes, sir.
yeah, no, and there's some ladies out there too. I'm trying to think like her name, like Tiffany Haddish has some good stuff.
okay.
I've seen a few of her
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
I liked her. I think girls put it down. They kind of get raunchy with it though sometimes.
Yeah.
Too much. Like I don't know.
They go overboard.
Yeah.
Have you
That's
heard
just
of Theo Vaughn?
Yeah, Theo Von's dope. And
yeah,
he's kind of great. He has a cool little podcast
Hey,
where he
bro,
just kind of
he-
lets it roll, you know.
He's funny, bro.
He's different.
yeah,
different.
big time.
And he's a good about just like he's he'll be self-critical of like, hey, I don't know this, like, but I'm gonna say it. And
He's vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly. He's
Yeah.
vulnerable.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it. He's
Yeah.
vulnerable, and I think that's what people like about him. Is you don't feel like he's putting on a show.
Right.
He's asking true questions, genuine questions that you might be asking in your head too, and you know,
Well, I hope I did that today.
yeah.
I hope I asked the questions that you guys were thinking in the head, to Coach Josh. Let's before we play again, let's play a game, and
All right, let's do
we're gonna ask them the rapid questions.
Okay.
Right? So think about questions, but before that, basketball. Who is your dream team? You got to pick your dream five players. Who would you pick?
Yeah. Mike all day because that's just fun to watch. Having perspective, like I hated him when I was younger because I just like he just won all the time.
Yeah.
I like the underdog because I feel like I wasn't like the best kid either. So like I was rooting for the underdog. But Mike was dope. Shaq's just like diesel, and that dude was just like a character. Like even being with him in the locker room, like that dude was always just cracking jokes on people, and he was being funny, and he was a monster on the court. And
So-
he'd also like
So Jordan and Shaq.
Jordan and Shaq without
First
a
two.
doubt.
Okay. And he also what? You were gonna say something else. Shaq was, and he also what?
Oh, and he like self reflection of like he's like people make fun of him for not being good at free throws. And he's like, I don't get. I get
Yeah.
Can you dunk it as much time as I can? Like he's shooting 70% from 2 feet away.
That's
Like
true. Yeah.
if you're as good as I am, you don't gotta have to do stuff like that. Karl Malone, I think Karl Malone was dope, and he just needed that extra piece. I thought he was sick, and the amount of points he scored, obviously, you know, what I mean,
Yeah, he was up there.
He's top 3 still.
Yeah.
So,
Damn.
but point guard Magic Johnson was super
Damn.
dope. He was
Okay.
fun. I liked White Chocolate more. He wasn't as good as Magic Johnson, but remember him, Jason Williams? He was number 55
I
for the
guess.
Kings. He was always going behind the
Is he
backs.
the, oh yes,
Yeah,
yes,
White
yes,
Chocolate
yes.
is what they would
Yeah.
call him. But he was dope. He played with Chris Webber and Peja
Yeah.
and Doug Christie back in the day. But he was like a low rent Magic because Magic was sick. But, Magic's the point guard on that group for sure.
Okay. So one more.
Shoot, I probably have to go with, I guess, go with Kobe. 'Cause, I mean, he was that good. But that's a lot of scoring. I like dudes who are different.
Okay.
Like Jamal Crawford, that dude was a bucket. Like Lou
Crawford,
Williams,
yeah.
like those dudes were 6 man. Those are the dudes I like. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like those are hard workers. And
Yep.
those are fun guys.
Okay.
When you were a kid, did you ever think like, man, I could be as good as Michael Jordan? Did you ever have
There was
those
a day,
feelings?
and I think there's a day for everybody where they leave the gym and they're like, all right, I realize this is not gonna happen. But you know what I'm saying? And they say the football, like the Oklahoma drill makes more basketball players than any other drill because that's just like it's like basketball, same thing. You get to a game one day where these dudes are. I remember 8th grade, this fool was dunking. I'm just like, that's a wrap. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can work as hard as I want. You know what I mean? Like, I thought, like, oh, if I work really hard, like, you know what I mean? And you should believe that as a kid because there's plenty of things if you work really hard, you probably could do it. But basketball's not one. and that's okay. It's not for life lessons, but like, don't play basketball to be a professional. There's 4,000 NBA players ever. You couldn't even fill. That's Harriman High School. We're talking about ever.
Damn.
Right?
I didn't think about it like that.
And so it's like 0.001% of high school players would be an NBA player. Like it's just so few and far between.
That's interesting. You know, like Muggsy, what's his name?
Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy Bogues, bro. Like I was looking at his documentary, inspiring.
Oh yeah.
It made me feel like I could go out there and play right now and
Right.
practice and stuff. But then I was like, nah, you can't. I can't. Nah, okay, cool, man. All right, sounds good. Are we ready for rapid fire questions? Or do you have questions?
I was just gonna ask one before we do that.
Go ahead.
Do you still play basketball?
Yeah, I mean, I try to.
Yeah.
With the free time that I do have.
Yeah.
Mostly I play with the kids, like on the high school kids, because that's probably my pace. Where I still get to beat them. I'm probably, still punk them a little bit, but they get me. Like my point guard yesterday, she knew I was D'ing her up, and she gave me the shoulder, threw me off, bumped me, and then she gave me the little man, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? So I had to tie the shoes up after that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's all right. She didn't score again, but
I'll
like
get you back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I go to Voss from time to time. But
play out there?
They play out there, but just or with the coaches, because I feel like once again it's fun to play, but sometimes it's just the weekend warriors will get me because they play too hard.
Have you gotten?
I'm gonna get hurt.
Yeah, well, that was my next question. Have you gotten hurt?
Nah, I've been lucky my whole career. I've never really gotten like that injury. But I feel like it's only a matter of time.
Do
your
you,
ACL, your Achilles, like if you play often enough, it's just gonna happen. So
Right.
Do you stretch out before?
oh yeah, without a doubt, without a
You
doubt.
have to, or-
hit the sauna, get that going. Yeah, I don't play without doing all that.
Oh
So
shit!
you do that before?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Even before
okay.
practice, like even just going to practice, I'll do a little quick stretch because sometimes I'll try to. You got to explain stuff as a coach,
Yeah.
right? Like sometimes with coaches as well. Like if you can't show me how to do that crossover dribble, like it's hard for me to know how to do it.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to do in a dribble and I'm going to show you how to do it, I don't want to pop an Achilles just because I'm going. You know what I'm saying? So like I do a little. Like I'm not going through full stretches, but every practice, no matter what, I'm getting my thigh, my quads in, my hammies in, my Achilles in, because there's a chance that I'm going to demonstrate something.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Okay,
But
man.
That's crazy. That's something I need to do before I play because I play every now and then and I don't stretch.
and that next day kills you,
Oh,
dog. That
I was
next
down
day kills you.
for a week.
Yeah.
I was like,
No.
yeah, it's tough.
That's what started getting me into the cryo and the sauna. Is like I thought I could
Okay.
just still lace up and show up, and I did that
Yeah.
a few times. And I'm like, all right, if we're gonna do this, we got to take care of it.
How often do you
yep.
say you do that again?
The cryo once a month. The sauna is like once a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cryo.
like,
Where do you go to do that?
The sauna is just like Vasa. The
No,
cry-
I'm talking about the cryo.
There's a place called like Resolve or Revolve. It's like just like you just go every time, like a month membership or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Shit, I gotta look into that.
Yeah, same.
But it's cold
It
as
is,
shit.
yeah, and the first time you go, they'll give it to you for free. Even the first
Oh,
couple.
damn.
So like, hey, I'm just checking this out. Almost their first time, they'll do it free. They'll try talking to membership. Don't buy it.
Don't
Right? Don't say that. Like my homie was like, they get the girl at the front. He's like, before I knew, I turned around. He's already signing the contract. Like, come on, dog. He probably hasn't used it since.
He's still
Still
paying to
paying.
this
They're
day.
still paying exactly
Damn.
right. But no, all those little like self care things that you didn't need when you were younger, I think you slowly here or there. If you're gonna do something long, like you're gonna need a stretch or you need a because you feel it the next day.
Yeah,
Okay.
bro, big
Yeah,
time,
definitely,
big time. I know, I do now. And it's weird because now I can't. We used to play like all day, every day, bro, like
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
And now, fuck no, 30 minutes, I'm done.
No, yeah,
like
a couple up and downs, or if your team
Yeah.
loses,
Yeah.
you're like, all right, I might be out. You know, I'm not waiting for the next 5.
Yep.
that's true, bro. I
Yeah.
can't do it no more. Okay, you ready for the
Yeah,
rapid
yeah,
question?
I'm ready.
All right,
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
So first one, ketchup or fry sauce?
Fry sauce,
Fry
mayonnaise.
Okay.
Menudo or pozole?
Oh, menudo. Menudo.
Okay.
Tamales or pupusas?
I don't know about pupusas, so
Yeah?
tamales all
Okay.
day.
All right, all right.
For grandma's tamales, man, she be hooking it up sometimes. That's what I love about coaching. Sometimes I get these random care packages of tamales or
Yeah.
like random other food people be giving. So
Nice. Luxury car or classic?
classic for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I even in a car, dude. Though, shit, you give me something. Yeah, I mean, it's just a drive. We'll
Like
be all right.
whatever.
Yeah, we
Okay.
good. If I'm
Okay.
gonna spend some money, it's gonna be like on a vacation or something, or
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
yeah.
All right.
Let's see. You got one?
iPhone or Android?
Oh, that's a good.
iPhone, and I was team Android.
Man.
I used to sell phones, and if you need cell phones, Android's where all the money's at. So you gotta, because it don't take nothing to sell an iPhone. People come in asking for iPhones, so they don't give you no money for selling them. But if you sell a Samsung, or you can turn them into a LG, shit, you can make a couple $100 on a cell phone. Man.
Who'd you work for?
Verizon.
Oh,
wow.
shit.
Yeah, shout out to Verizon.
Hey.
Co-sponsored Lady Rebels, but
Oh, do they?
no,
Oh, they
just
don't.
a
Said
nigga shout out.
company.
Co-sponsored, but
We'll highlight this
yeah,
clip
so
right
no,
here.
but iPhone now it's just too easy. But yeah, Android back in the day because I'd be talking to everybody. I'd be trying to sell everybody an Android.
Really? So, but you prefer an iPhone, like personally?
I think just because it make it easy with all of these group chats and whatnot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Androids are way easier and they have like an easier platform and they don't gouge like their customers as much. I mean,
Yep.
Apple, I love you and whatnot. Don't shut down my phone.
I was about to be like, hey, shut down
You know
your
what I'm saying?
phone.
But Android it's just an easier, open more platform. Apple just a little more constrictions. But I'm no
Okay.
computer dude. That's just what my computer people tell me.
Yeah,
All my
nah.
computer people got.
You're not
Androids.
computer savvy? You're not?
Nah. And I learned that early. That's one of the best people I got to do things I'm not good at. Get good people around you who are good at those things, right?
Yeah.
And so don't try to fake it.
I mean, I agree. Samsung, that's what I got.
Yeah.
So I love it, man. It's a lot easier for sure.
All right, let's see. Biggie or Tupac?
Tupac.
Okay, DMX or Snoop?
Rough Rider.
Hey.
Now I gotta go Snoop though. Snoop's
Snoop?
dope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My daughter tried to get me on the Skechers Snoop the other day. I said I'm not that old.
Yeah,
I don't need those yet, but
yeah, because he has
be in everything.
yeah,
Snoop
he
get
has some
everything.
Skechers.
Michael Jordan or Kobe?
Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe. That's just because I probably was around him a little bit. Like, I just think he's so dope.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, LeBron or Steph?
LeBron's cool.
Yeah.
I think his work ethic's dope, and Steph's cool too. I mean, the kids love Steph and the kids love LeBron, but like LeBron's just like, how can you be 40 and still doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
One injury in 20-something years, like no mistakes. He's been in the spotlight on him. No family mistakes. Like,
So you're a LeBron fan?
oh, without a doubt. And I don't like him. When I was younger, I didn't really care for him. Like,
Yeah.
especially when he went to the Heat, I hated that because I was a Heat fan. I was like, this going make we won championships, and I was like, this is too easy. Like Dwayne Wade could have did that without you because he was hard. Flash was hard. So that was my favorite. But having just a respect for what he does, though, is like, it's just you got to respect greatness, whether you like it or not. Like, plenty of people who I don't like.
Yeah.
But if you great at something, like, shoot, I still gotta tip my cap to you.
Yeah, definitely. That's how I feel. We grew up Laker fans. I kind of didn't like that he came to the Lakers, but he is great, man. I'm not gonna take that away from him. But
Well, I mean, he has his.
he just can't reach that Kobe standard that the Laker fans have.
No,
and it's kind of
kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne or Lil Bow Wow?
Lil Wayne for sure.
Yeah.
That was like, I feel like I don't know about you, but that was like a whole childhood.
Hey.
No ceilings, all that stuff. That dude
yeah.
put out a song every other week.
Yeah, he was.
But Lil
It's
Bow
crazy.
Wow, dog, he put all those, you know what I'm saying, those girly
Put some
WW
respect on
songs.
Shad's name, bro. He's Bow Wow now.
For real. Well, he did that basketball song.
Yeah,
too.
like Mike. Oh yeah, we playing basketball.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
We playing.
That's funny. All right, man. So, all right, you won, bro. You won the rapid fire questions, bro. You don't get anything, but you know, hey.
We take dubs.
Yeah, that's right.
We're taking them home.
That's right.
Was there like any local music that you heard at the time you were growing up?
And I know they're still around, but self-expression music.
Okay.
Actually, my cousin Hef Doogie, he was with them for a little bit, and he's still with them actually. They still be doing shows, but that got me into local music, being like, all these dudes exist, you know, Lamb, Chaotic, and even the dudes now these days. But local artists is fun to go watch in those shows, and just the people you meet. I think it's a vibe. Whether they make it or not, it doesn't matter. It's like that's someone putting their heart and soul into something. Artists, you know, same thing. People who are out there doing. I got a couple of girls. One of our ladies she's in France she was a fashion model for a couple of years, but now she made a left turn as like an artist, right? And you got to respect someone who's like confident enough to be like, I'm gonna paint, or I'm gonna do pastels, and I'm gonna make a living off of this, off of my vision. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have respect. Same thing with music, or even what you guys have been putting people on like that. This takes time and effort to be able to find the people that you're trying to put on, and making sure you're doing it right. You don't want to be wasting your time. Time's a resource. Right.
Yeah.
So being able to understand those little things, I think help each other out.
Most definitely, bro. But now, when you say, you have a family member that is with the local group here, have you ever wondered what or why any local artist hasn't blown up? Have you ever thought that?
All the time. Because even when you hear songs like, even if they're catchy, sometimes I feel like when you listen to the radio, like, it's like, this is not, I mean, like, other stuff got some more soul to it or something, right? So,
right.
And even when you talk to them, like, I think after a time in the industry, they understand there's probably like more of a method to it. Like, it's not even that they're not good necessarily. I mean, they're not great out, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of it's like who you know at what time, and all those little things that make it work.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you're the type of guy that it's what's that saying, when preparation meets opportunity? You got lucky with that job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do you think it's kind of something like that? Like when it comes to the local music?
If you're prepared, like when that opportunity meets, like, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you have your chance, and same thing. And I'm sure with music, sometimes you just keep shooting your shot, right?
Yeah.
Like, you just never know. Even like someone like Jelly Roll, right? They talk, I don't really listen to his music, but they were saying he's like 40-year-old or something, Grammy winner, like first time. Like, he's 40 and he had that dream for how long? People probably saying he wasn't good or he wasn't good at something, right?
Well, I heard he got punched in the eye and he got into the Illuminati.
Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, the John Cena treatment. Huh?
Yeah,
probably.
That's crazy though. I mean, and that ain't a left turn to go down, but like even stuff like that, just like, that it's about what maybe sometimes what you're willing to do or what you're willing to give up, and not everyone's willing to do those little things.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, at the same time,
And for good or bad, it might not even be something. It might be something bad they want you to do. Even sometimes, you know what I'm saying. So like, and even like, just a moral choice you might have.
Well, I'm just joking, but you're right. I mean, that is true. And also, though, I mean, Jay-Z, he actually blew up when he was in his 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we had this conversation a while back. Also.
He was that old?
He was late 20s.
Late
20s?
Was
Was
he?
he?
He was in his 20s. Yeah.
I was gonna say like 30. That's
Oh, I'm thinking about
Nipsey?
2 Chainz.
oh
Two
yeah,
Chainz was late.
Two
Chainz.
Chainz, yeah.
Titty Boy, you know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah.
also,
Rebrand,
well, not Too Short. Too Short. He was doing this thing.
Nah, but Nipsey Hussle too, right? He blew up when he
Nipsey.
was like late 20s.
Yeah. Same thing, Had a Belief.
Yeah.
And they have different styles. You know what I'm saying? I
Yep.
believe enough people to gain traction.
Yep.
Like Vince Staples kind of has that same thing. I don't know if you know who Vince
Yeah,
Staples is.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, I could maybe do this song or that song and try to be loved by 1 million, or I'd rather be loved by 10,000. You know, I mean, if 10,000 people give me $100, like I got millions, and that's enough for me to live on. But I get to be grounded with who I am, as maybe opposed to doing this song or that song or whatever it might be. And then now you're kind of not who you are anymore. Not
Yeah,
just
because
people
you're selling
who
yourself.
offer.
Yeah, you're selling your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I you mentioned it because Pac is one of my favorite artists, rap artists, bro, of all time. And I think he accomplished a lot. He died at what, 25?
That sounds right.
And freaking he did a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. All these that inspires me, because that inspires me in the sense of like trying to uplift our youth, trying to, you know what I'm saying, guide our youth in a sense. And it gets kind of tricky, man, because this world's already a tricky world, and we got to be careful how we present any content,
Without a
anything,
doubt.
ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got to lead by example. But you know what I'm saying? At the same time, we got to live sometimes too, man.
Yeah.
And but Coach, I thank you so much for coming through, for you know what I'm saying, doing what you do. You're a great example, and definitely, Coach, I think you with the Rebels and with my niece, you're doing a great job. So keep at it, brother.
No, thanks. Like I said, thanks for having me. It's been fun, and hopefully have some good time. That was good times, good stories, and just kind of letting it roll. So,
Well, this won't be the last time. Hopefully, we can
most
have you back
definitely,
on.
Most definitely, and just keep going every time, both of us. Right?
Definitely.
Keep going, step on each other. So
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you still open for new players, or how?
yeah, we're always taking new players. We
Okay.
got kids from beginner to elite comp. So like even those kids that are new, sometimes they come to the gym and they're apprehensive because some of our girls are so good. But we have really good leaders. Even these younger kids, if they see a new kid, hey, this is what we're doing, or this is what we're learning. And so, no, we're always taking new players and just trying to give more people the opportunity to have an opportunity to play. And like I said, not that I didn't have that, but to the opportunity that I didn't have, and right to make sure that we're there for everybody.
Right.
And we have people who give back into our program so that kids who can't afford it can play. You know what I'm saying? So that we have people who are like, hey, they love what I do. This is, use this for good people. You know what I'm saying? So we've been blessed that people keep paying it forward.
Nice.
Go ahead. Well, where can people reach you, man? If someone wants to play and sign up, where can they reach you?
SaltLakeLadyRebels.com on the internet, IG, Lady Rebels SLC. Yeah, man, just hop into a gym and listen for my voice. I'm sure you'll hear it because I'm in the gym somewhere. But no, give us a shout out. And we got kids all over this city, and from Wyoming to Vegas, we got kids. So,
Damn, that's a lot of places,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
That's
all
crazy.
over.
Something that we like to ask here: where is your favorite local spot to eat at?
Okay. I'll hop into any little Asian spot. If it's in a strip mart, the better. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as like a good, even of the Pearl, like on 99 there, that's fire. Been there for a couple of years. They do like some Vietnamese bond type thing. Like,
It's on 9th and...
It's at 9th and 9th area.
Okay.
I want to say it's just in a one street, one way or the other. But the
Okay.
Pearl, yeah.
What do you get there? What would you recommend?
The like I said, the banh mi sandwiches they're fire.
Wait, what is it?
Banh mi. It's like a Vietnamese, almost like a torta.
Okay.
Right? It's like a torta. It's got like the bread and whatnot.
Okay.
But yeah, they kind of just got all their different stuff in.
Huh.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We'll have
But yeah,
to check it
I'll
out.
always try any Asian food. Hit any spot.
The Pearl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Shit, I got to try it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Is there anything you think we missed today that you would like to say?
share?
Yeah.
No, I just want to give it thanks once again to my family who allows me to even do this, because this is like a blessing to be able to have effect on this many people, right? So just want to thank my family and, like I said, Eric and little Duno who helped, like I said, kick those doors open to make me believe I could do this.
Nice.
And to whoever comes next, because I know sure there's someone who's going to put me on game to something next. It's going to kick down the next door for me. So yeah, I'm excited for the future.
Cool.
Well,
Definitely.
we'll definitely be here,
Yeah.
and we'll love to have you back on once you reach that next level, which we know you will.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate it.
Cool,
Yeah.
man.
Thank you, fellas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you
Hey,
for coming through,
Be
man.
easy.
Hey. Peace.
Peace.